We now have a question from Gurkha Mum. What are you doing for wounded service personnel and the women from this conflict after they have been medically discharged from the forces? We do have a lot of wounded service personnel because of the IED threat and the nature of the threat and the way that it's damaging the human frame, but also because of medical advances that mean that people who would have died in past conflicts, they are now living, surviving, and we're working on trying to give them the best possible medical care so that we can give them the best possible quality of life irrespective of the level of injury that they've suffered. We have, as a nation, as a government, but also as a nation, a lifetime commitment to these people, and we must never forget and we must never walk away from them. Now what we've done is we've introduced the Armed Forces Compensation Scheme. That's been running since 2005. Was a big improvement on the pension arrangements that injured service personnel got before then. It gives them a lump sum payment, but we doubled that lump sum payment in 2008 because we didn't think that it was enough to deal with the upfront costs that somebody leaving the services or dealing with a disability has. But as well as that, they get a lifetime pension. The most seriously injured get a pension for life, inflation proofed, and we are at the moment now, and we've got Admiral Lord Boyce looking at this, trying to see what further improvements we need to make sure that the Armed Forces Compensation Scheme is really fit for purpose and does us proud, and will effectively provide on the monetary side for these people for the rest of their lives. On top of that, and I'm not ashamed of this, we depend upon service charities who do a fantastic job and manage to capture the goodwill of the British public, and also manage to harness and join the wider public with our service personnel. So we've got organisations like the British Legion who really look after veterans, injured or otherwise, and have been doing that since since the time of the Great War and the Second World War, and are still doing it now for people who have been injured and veterans from Afghanistan. We've got organisations like SAFA, and of course new boys on the block, if you like, organisations like Help for Heroes, who really have captured the public imagination and have managed to do such a lot, particularly for injured personnel, for injured service personnel. So it's a combination of the commitment of the government, making sure that we're doing all that we ought to do, and that means making sure that other departments do, like the Department for Health and local authorities in terms of housing and adaptations for injured people so that they can live in appropriate housing. But we also have these marvellous organisations and the goodwill of the British public, and we've got to look after these people for the rest of their lives. We owe them that, and we have to deliver.